plaintiff, Chavez Howell, was told the defendant is her father. But after age 5, she lost touch with him. Chavez claims she sought the defendant out when she was 18 years old, and they've been in touch since. But she petitioned the court for a DNA test to see if he is her biological father. Defendant Keith Miller says when Chavez's mother was pregnant, another man claimed to be the father. But years later, Keith was arrested for failure to pay child support for Chavez. Keith is eager to find out the truth today.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Today we're here to determine you all's family relationship, and we do this to bring families together. And so that's what we're doing today. Let me start with you.
I'm Chavez Howell. I petitioned your court for a DNA test to figure out if Keith Miller is my biological father. My mother got pregnant with me at 16. She had me at 17, so she was quite young. My grandparents, they raised me. I was about 5 years old when I lost my grandmother. I watched her die. It was very hard for me. A few weeks later, me and my mom, we were out walking. We went to a store and we bumped into Keith. He brought me candy. That was the first and last time I seen him. I haven't spoken
with... At the store?
Yeah. About 7 years old. I moved to Toledo, Ohio, and I've been there all my life.
Where were you all living prior to moving?
Detroit, Michigan.
Okay. And he remained in Detroit?
Yes, sir.
To your knowledge?
Yes.
And you all reconnected when?
I was about 18 years old. I found him on my own on Facebook. We set a date for me to visit. I visited, I stayed for a while.
What motivated you to want to find him?
I believe that every woman should have their father. It plays a very, very big role in their lives and determine.
But did you feel that's what you felt?
Yeah.
I hear this a lot. I met my father for about a 3-month run during the summer. My mother couldn't handle me anymore. So she sent me over to get straightened out by him, which didn't work. And I was like 12. And I never saw him again and didn't care. It never bothered me, and that may have had something to do with my lack of being taught manhood and going astray, which about half of young people who don't have fathers, that happens to them. Right. All right, so I was just curious about your desires to know. And what type of relationship have you all had since that time, since you?
He's been awesome. I mean, he never said I wasn't his daughter, you know. He's always been affectionate. He's always been caring, you know, loving, like he's
How long has it been?
It's been about, it's been a few years.
How often have you all seen each other over those 3 years?
I've been here and there.
Okay, every few months, every 6 months?
Yeah, every few months.
Okay. All right. That's impressive that you would step up to the plate not really knowing. So you give me some background.
Okay. Well, I met Chavez's mom when I was a teenager. We never was a couple. We never dated, but we did intertwine like maybe 2 or 3 times. She went her way. I went my way. I hear through the grapevine, through the neighborhood, that she's pregnant. So I know that me and her intertwined. I want to find out if it's my baby or not. So eventually I ran into her. I asked her. She never clarified it. She never gave me a straight answer whatsoever.
Why do you think she never gave you a straight answer at that time? Do you think she knew?
No, I don't think she knew. So, ran into a friend of mine that also know her, was dating her. For some odd reason, he wanted me to know that the baby she was pregnant with was his. So at that point, I felt like it was clarified. I went on about my way. I seen her a couple of times, like she said, you know, at the store. I didn't see no resemblance whatsoever. My mom had seen her, my brothers and sisters had seen her. They all stated that, no, she doesn't look like you. But I still had doubt in my mind, like, no, I don't know, because all kids doesn't look like their father or their mother. Okay, so I'm driving my car down the street one day. I get pulled over by the police. He asked me my license and registration. I relinquished it to him. He went and checked it. He came back. When he came back, he asked me to get out of the car. He said, I got a bench warrant for child support. And I said, for who? And he said, Chavez Howell.
Yeah, I made it crystal clear then.
Yeah, he did. He most definitely did.
Okay.
He said Chavez Howell.
And how old was she then, to your knowledge? Was she a teenager by then?
No, she wasn't a teenager. She wasn't a teenager at all.
Got it.
Okay, so
they told you they arrested you?
Okay, they took me in because it was a bench warrant. They had to take me in. I am going to the friends of the court. I end up talking to a worker. She showed me some papers.
In Detroit?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
She stated that her mother came down and put my name as the father. So immediately they put me on child support for $25. Making the payments, no problem.
You unemployed?
No, I wasn't unemployed at the time. No.
$25 a month?
Yeah, $25.
And you were employed?
Yeah, $25.
Did you have a lot of other children?
Yeah, I got other kids. Yeah, I do
How
have other
many?
kids. 6. With that being said, I still wanted to find out if I was the father of the child, so I had to file a petition for paternity. Okay, I filed that. They gave me the address to where she was living at. I go to the address. It's abandoned. No one lives there. Go back down to the friends of the court. Let them know. This finna be the kicker. It was $25. They told me wait for me to receive a letter for the petition that I filed to have the paternity test. They sent me a letter and told me they denied it. Okay? And then turned around and took $25 and took it down to $3.
You must have been going with that judge.
No, the difference is, I don't know if it was the judge or not, it was a worker.
You had a judge in Detroit that was put off the bench for a child support case where the petitioner, she was a pretty decent looking lady, and so the judge became interested in her, brought her back to the chambers during a break in the case.
Okay.
And asked her how much she wanted. He came out and gave her that amount.
Okay.
Then the husband or father reported it. He saw the game going down, and she ended up going with the man.
Wow.
He bought a house. Ooh, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Whoa. Good story.
Because he was my colleague when I was in Detroit on the bench. It was all over the news.
Okay.
So really, they put him off the bench. So that wouldn't happen to you, did it?
Well, I can only
We're
tell
having
you
a
what I
little
know.
fun because I know nobody's been out of shape emotionally.
No, sir.
So that's why we're having a little fun with it. So that was the order. Now get back to coming together with her.
She's 18 years old now. She reaches out to me through social media and says, "Are you my dad?" So in return, I shoot her my number, send for her. She comes out. She's there within a couple of days. She comes, her siblings welcome her with open arms. They love her to life. But something was wrong because I could see something was wrong with her. So I talked to her. And she stated to me that she felt as though I wasn't her father because I didn't look like her and she didn't look like any of her siblings.
You told him that?
Yeah.
So you're not convinced either, or you've become convinced since then?
I become convinced since then.
How?
Things have changed.
The relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's right. He is a father in that regard. So
Right.
good. She
And
regards
I'll tell
you
you
as
in a
her
sense,
father. Good.
it does not matter.
Biological or otherwise.
Yes, sir. It does not matter how this paternity test turns out. If it turns out that I'm not her biological father, I'm still her father.
Good.
And my kids are still her siblings.
Good. You may have the results.
Okay.
Sorry about that, sir. 0 chance you're the father. Why don't you go ahead and give her a hug? We can help with that, and we can help with counseling. And what we have begun doing now is
Don't walk away from me.
offering those who
Please don't walk away from me. I love you.
find out that it is not the case that they are biologically related. We help find the biological relation.
Just let it out. No, hold me. Hold me.
Court is adjourned.
Wow, this is big. This is my daughter. I don't need no test. It's my daughter. For life. You hear me?
Yes.
Don't walk away from me because I'll never walk away from you. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Don't even hate your mom. She was young.
Yeah.
She was young.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not in the business of condemning nobody
I know.
or bashing no one, but you are mine. Truly. No blood test needed. Just my heart. You.